Welcome, greetings, and salutations. It is another live. I went live this morning, um, but I'm live again. So yeah, because I want to continue with this, and there is a beam of light shining here, and like, wow, power. Yeah, it is illuminating some of it. I wonder if I lower it. Ooh, that is pretty. That's kind of pretty though. I mean, that's actually kind of pretty when the sun shines on that. That's actually, it makes it glow, you know. This part that is currently in the sun is done. It's looking kind of okay. If you see, it got to a point that I'm okay with it for now. But before I forget, I'm gonna put on some music so that when I get quiet, that there is at least something to listen to. Give me one moment. I need to find the music first, so one moment. Hold on. Hold your horses. Here it comes. There it is. It's a little bit loud. I think that much? How does that sound? It might be a bit loud. I'm gonna put it here anyways, because that's... I'm showing off camera where. There. I'm gonna put it there. And yes, it is playing on my tablet. I think the music is loud enough. I hope. We'll see. But anyway, back to the dungaree. I mean, this I did this morning, and I think it is dry. I hope it's dry, because if you see this is like charcoal. I think it's the word. I don't know. Whatever. It's basically this, something I can draw and erase easily. That is this. And I took a wet, like, cotton thing and just wiped everything down here where I painted, because I wanted to see if it looked okay or not. But the pink is mostly gone, because this is a pink color, and that is how it looks so far. This is kind of the first layer, and then this, the ribs, is what I'm going to continue with. Now, I did accidentally wipe some of those gone, like the lines, some of them are gone. But it's okay. Most of them are there. But anyway, I'm gonna continue with this. I'm gonna see how far I can get, because if I did this, the last live that I did this morning, I can probably get done with this, and maybe I can finally start with this part, because after I have started with this part, it's probably going to be a lot faster to paint, because I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna bring it closer again. There are a lot of like crevices here and a lot of lines that kind of cause the paint to struggle over those lines. So I hope that when I start painting on this, that this part will go fast, because there's only those lines. We hope we can cross our fingers that it's going to be a little bit easier to paint over those. But after that, this part is very smooth. I mean, this part, easy, smooth, because it is literally smooth. So that's going to be a lot easier to do than the other part. Again, I'm not gonna paint like this, although I could actually try to paint like this. I've never painted like standing up. You know what? I'm gonna try, because sitting down and doing this with your back the whole day gets a little bit sore. So, I'm gonna see if I can just paint like this for a little bit, just to see how it works. And then I'm gonna move you guys to the normal station, because that at least has a flat space where I can put I just need to find the paint. I put it here. And here, I mean here. Again, this is just a light cream color. The sun makes it look cream, but well, white, but it's just like a light cream color. I'm gonna have to move your guys closer on something. Maybe this. I'm gonna see if I can do it. See, it's a little bit closer, I think. Hey, yes, I'm going to shorten some names if you say hello, just to make it a little bit easier, because some people add a lot of names and stuff. But hi, welcome. I think I'm gonna say that right. Yes. Farm? I don't know. I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but hey, hi, hello, welcome, greetings, salutations. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to see if I'm Farma? I think I'm Afrikaans, so I use a lot of like the V, whatever that one. It's a in Afrikaans, so yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna try and paint standing up just to see how it works, and maybe to see if it's better on my back. I'm actually from South Africa, the downport region of like Western Cape. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna give too much out, but I'm from that region. So Afrikaans, I might mix in some words here and there. Oh, hey Luna, welcome, greetings, salutations. It's good to have some people here. It is nice to meet new people, especially this is a nice way to meet it. But I'm gonna see if I can paint standing up. It might be better for the back, because at least you're not hunching over a table all the time. I might actually start doing this more often if it works better than sitting. It might work better than sitting. I know if some of you like paint or draw or whatever, try standing up maybe. I mean, just for a change of like space or a change of position. Of course, it makes that you can't really see what I'm doing because I think my head is in front of it. But I'm adding a lighter color to one of the ribs. I might actually need to move you guys closer. I can't because my table is like, it's big and it's all the way that way. But yes, I'm an artist. This is my job actually. If you're from South Africa, you might see me sometimes at markets if you're from the lower regions, Western Cape, Cape Town even sometimes, those parts. Because I do markets, and I kind of have it online. If it's, yet again, I think I've said it in the last live as well, that shipping things away is a little bit hard, if you're doing it overseas or something like that. So sadly, I'm only able to sell stuff in South Africa, but I would have loved to be able to do it to overseas. A lot of the things do go overseas though that I sell, because the markets are usually in vacation days, so there are a lot of people coming from different places, and some people do come from overseas, which is really cool to know that your stuff that you painted on with your own hands goes like overseas or to some other place. And that is actually a really, it is an opportunity that I personally, it means a lot. It really is an opportunity that few people get, and that I have been blessed with to be able to do. So yeah, but I think I'm going to move you guys to the table. It's just going to be a little bit better, so you're not going to see all this anymore. Oh, I think I just put my thing in a paint. Water works. But I'm gonna move you guys to the table because this is good for my back, but it's bad for you guys because you can't see anything I'm doing. So, okay. I'm gonna move you guys to the table. Because painting standing up, good for the back, but yet again, not good for you guys. You can't see anything. Okay, so give me a moment. Hold your horses. Just hold them. I know you have several, just hold them. Okay. And this is wet, so I need to be careful with it. You're gonna see some part of my kitchen, just don't judge, okay? Okay, I got it down. Whew. Nothing smudged. Nothing smudged, magically. Okay. There's gonna be an earthquake quickly, so hold on while I move you guys. And I'm gonna flip you guys, so not like with the hand gesture, just magically you guys are back. Voila! See, it isn't so bad. I'm just gonna twist you guys around till I get the right thing. You guys are heavy. Okay, wait, I need to twist this around. Okay, there it goes. See, it's not so bad. Okay, so now you guys are closer and you can actually see what is going on. I do a lot. I haven't actually done a live in a really long time. I say long, it's been a few weeks, but I think from now on I'm going to try and do a live every day, because I've said this to my mother as well. When I do a live, I am forced to sit down and continue with the thing, and I can't stand up really and do, I can't procrastinate because, well, I mean, that's just gonna be boring to you guys if you hear like me cleaning the kitchen or whatever. So I am kind of forced to sit down and continue painting. So I'm gonna try and go live tomorrow again, but I might, if I finish this, like the ribcage and stuff, I might do another project tomorrow in a live, which is going to be the octopus dungaree, which I am actually really excited to continue with and to start and stuff. But for that to happen, I need to finish these ribcage, like the ribs and stuff. I want to finish that before I go on to that project, because I know that if I stop now with this project, or not stop, but just take a rest from it for a day, that I'm probably not going to continue with it till I have nothing else to do. So I really want to finish the ribs before I start procrastinating it, because after the ribs, like I said earlier in the live, the next part that is after the ribs I've done once or twice before, so it's going to be a lot easier to start it, because drawing a rib, a vertebrae is really easy and it's kind of fun to do it, so we'll see. But I know that if I stop now with this, I'm not gonna continue it for a while. And when I say while, I mean a few days. Oh, thank you. I don't really have a certain time I go live. I think I'm going to try and keep it at about, when did I go live now? Just after 9 or 8 in the morning, which is our South African time. If you are in another country, you might want to just check. So it's 8 or 9 in the morning for me, the South African time. And then I am going to go live again just after 3-4 day round in the afternoon. So those are the 2 times I'm gonna try and go live. But I appreciate you saying it you want to another time, so that you know when to join. it's really nice. It's actually, I appreciate the sentiment, I think is the right word. I think. Whoa, if it's 10:30 by you, it is, I think, 4 in the afternoon for me now. So the morning for me would be, I think, night for you guys. So that's a bit, that's a bit late. You know, you still need to, you need to stay healthy and take care of yourself. That's the priority. But yeah, it is currently, let me check. It is currently 4:30 in the afternoon by us. So it's getting late. I actually started this live a bit later than I would have liked. I would have liked to start it at 3, but I was busy editing another short that I am, you know, putting on all the other apps and stuff, and that usually takes a while, so I am kind of late to this live. I think that line is going to be, I'm trying to make it straight, but because of the bumps on this, which is like the belt version of the dungaree, there's a lot of bumps, and painting a straight line on them is like trying to paint a straight line on a book that goes wonky and stuff. So I'm trying, but it's a little bit wonky. But it's fine, it's fine. We do love a little bit of wabi-sabi here. It makes things look, you know, human, which is always fun. Okay, the light color is down. Now I can finally go to the darker cream where did I put it? Ah, I got it. It was over on the other table. Oh yeah, I know. Some people call them overalls. From where? Well, it depends on kind of where you are. For me, I've always called them a dungaree, but I know many people call them overalls, which is, I like the word overalls more than dungaree, because dungaree sounds weird with a South African accent, and overalls sounds a little bit more, I don't know, just it's a bit easier to understand for other people than me saying a dungaree. But yeah, there's different words for it, yeah. Okay, I think that's straight enough. Again, these are supposed to be separate bones, so it doesn't need to connect perfectly. Like I said in the other live, I am trying to keep it kind of scientifically accurate to the human body, but it is a little bit changed at some places because I had to do kind of adjustments here and there, because I mean this is a dungaree or overalls, like some of you might call them, which caused it to be a little bit hard to do it accurately, mostly because, you know, it's a piece of material, so it's not proportionally how a human body is. I mean, it's a bit more of a baggy dungaree than something that fits well on a human body, so I did have to make a little bit of adjustments to the bones and stuff, but not a lot. It's still technically accurate. I think there is, for example, the ribs, you would see them going like behind here, but I'm not gonna do that because I still want to do the back, and the back is for, you know, the vertebrae and the back of the like ribs and stuff, so that I'm keeping for the back. And there are a lot of bumps here, so I'm just gonna, luckily this is mostly, I think, dry, so I can pull it a little bit. Okay, there it goes. Oh, I almost forgot. I missed a bone completely. Okay, this bone or rib connects with this one. So they're supposed to be like, if you can see there's lines there, so I'm just gonna quickly add that in before I completely forget about it. Um, I almost did. I almost completely forgot about a whole bone. Okay, there. I'm just gonna blend that one out because I'm not gonna paint that bone right now. Okay. It flares out a little, well, not flares out, I'm not actually know the word for it, but it kind of blends in a bit more with that, so there. Okay, so that rib is connected with that one, and this one also needs to be connected with this one. Sorry I bumped you guys. Okay. Sorry, I'm bumping you guys a little bit. Okay. Again, connecting these two. And if you're from, well, I see your comment, North America, that is, I mean, it's obviously overseas, so yeah, I mean, how's the weather by you guys, by the way? Just to ask. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but it is absolutely windy here. I don't know if the sounds are getting to you guys, but everything is moving outside, including some of the loose parts of, like, well, not the apartment, but some parts are outside are moving, like the decorations I put up. It is moving. And when I say moving, I mean swaying with the wind. Doing its own dance, if you will. Okay. At least now I won't forget about that bone, and I am completely lost. What is this? It goes there, but it's... Oh, I remember. Okay. Never mind. I remember. For a second there, I was lost. Okay, I'm just gonna need to add a little bit of the lighter color here. Okay. I think that's okay. I think. Yeah, I know you, the North American weather is a little bit, like, confusing right now. I saw a few people posting about the weather there and how, like, weird it is. But that's also from the upper states. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna try and blend that in later when I do the darker color, and I just put it in the wrong color. Okay. I think that's blended enough. It looks blended, so I'm just gonna keep it with like that. I do not want to mess with it too much, otherwise it's gonna become a muddy mess. Now I just need... Oh, no. Phew! Okay, that is why I always keep a wet rag somewhere in case paint spills. Or in case I don't look where I point the brush. Luckily, when this paint is wet, it comes out good enough. Okay, I think that's okay. I'm gonna have to lift that up because it is a bumpy mess. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Visiting Florida. That would be. I've actually never really heard much of that, so I know that their weather is really warm now, so I mean, that would be a nice summer vacation for you all, for you, you know. But yeah, their weather is a little bit. It's warm. It's very warm. It's like the weather from I think it's Arizona at a few weeks ago was hot enough. No, was it a few weeks or was it later? I'm not sure, but I know the weather from Arizona gets warm enough to bake an egg in a pan, which is that's a bit that's rough to be able to bake an egg in a pan, and that's real. Like the videos that I see from it, it is genuinely they actually do that. Um, just want to know, what did you guys do with pollution to make it that bad that you get heat waves that extreme? Okay. That is nice and blended. Again, I'm trying to make sure that if I add the darker cream color, that it is at least easy to see where this bone, starts. Yeah, now I know what you mean about the like crazy weather, and I agree with you. Here it is currently like very windy and kind of cold-ish, but last week it was so cold. I was literally on my bed. I had three, not thick, but like I had three, like, what's the word? Kombasha? I forgot a word. I completely forgot a word. Oh, what's the word? Oh no! Oh, I know the Afrikaans word. It's kombasha. Oh no. It's not cushions. It's not like duvets. It's the blankets. Oh my goodness. I forgot. Yeah, blankets, yes. It's blankets, thank you. Oh my goodness. I literally forgot the whole word. Blankets, thank you. I had 3 blankets over my bed and also had like a thick hoodie on, which the hoodie goes to my ankles. It's like one of those hoodies. And I slept like that and I still was cold. So the weather is really weird. And the next day it was sunshine and rainbows. So don't worry, I get that the weather is weird sometimes. So a lot these days. With us, it's kind of the change of the season that's getting that weird because it's becoming spring here. But even for like the change of seasons, it is still weird because we get the winter rain here. So in the winter it rains stuff. So usually we expect, a lot of rain and stuff and cold, but this winter was either extremely cold one day, or it was extremely warm the next day, or it was extremely warm and rained, or it was just all that in one single day. And I mean that literally. I think I put the wrong color there. It's supposed to be... Yeah, no, it's right, it's right. I almost thought it was the wrong color. Yeah, because I'm not Duolingo, I almost said Duolingo. Because I speak 2 languages, you forget a lot of words sometimes. But usually I can either remember the word in Afrikaans or I can remember it in English. But yeah, I will not forget, but you lose track of certain words. And sadly, blankets was with that instant, with that moment. I think that bone goes there. These lines that I drew, like the planning lines, are a bit like they're mushed together here. I don't know what exactly happened. I think it was because I made a mistake and erased it, but I didn't erase it completely, and it's just kind of made a hot mess, but it's fine. I can still see where the bone is supposed to go, and luckily I've drawn the rib cage once or twice before, so I kind of know where things are supposed to go. But it's kind of coming together, kind of. When I erase the, you know, like the charcoal, it's gonna look better because then you can actually see what's going on here. Because currently there's a lot of blurriness over it because of the charcoal, or I keep calling it charcoal, and I don't think that's the right word, but I think it's the, I used to have a box of them, and I'm trying to look for a box because I want to see if it's the right word. I think it's the right word, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it is looking good so far. I'm happy with the placements of the bones because when I drew it, you know, sometimes you draw something, the outline of it, and then you look back after you've added the color and you see like, the placements are completely wrong, or that something is skew without you having noticed it with the line art. But luckily with this, so far, I'm gonna add, so far, it looks okay. It doesn't seem like I missed anything or drew something completely skew, so hopefully it stays like that. And yes, I am using my nails to fix lines. That is the easiest thing to use to fix a line that is a little bit more wobbly than you want it. Okay, I think that is the first set of the ribs of the second time I'm going live done. So now I can finally start. If the ribs that, sorry, I had the paintbrush in my mouth. I can finally start with the ribs that is not connected to this bone, which this whole thing that you see here, that is a separate bone from everything else. So I'm gonna start with these and see where I add the dark color and where I add the light color. Because I think, because there's a bone that goes from here to here. That's a separate bone, technically. Or not completely separate, it is technically connected, but it's not, there is like a line that goes there. So, that is one bone. The other one comes to here and then there. It kind of goes like that, but it mostly is, the three lines are supposed to come mostly under each other. So, the bones are pretty long and they connect a lot with each other. But I'm gonna see if I can add... I'm gonna see if I can add the dark color there, but keep like a line somehow, so that those two bones are still apart. But I think I'm gonna have to maybe... I'm gonna have to be careful, because otherwise I'm gonna lose the sight of that bone. I'm gonna try and blob some paint there so that it kind of makes a line. Otherwise, I'm gonna... oh no, that's gonna work. Yeah, no, that would work. Okay, yeah, now that works. Yeah, yeah. And again, that may look like a different color from that. It is the same color. It's just this paint soaks into the dungaree or overalls if you're from North America, but they soak in a lot, so it's gonna change color a little bit. Okay, I think for these lower ribs, this bone that goes here, for all of them, I might just use the darker color because technically they are supposed to be in shadows because they're the lower ribs. So I might just keep them in the darker color. Like that. Okay, actually I'm not gonna be able, I'm not gonna use that color again. Just cleaning it off. Because now I can go in with the lighter color. Okay, there it goes. If I go quiet, it's either because I'm trying to find a comment I was thinking about, or it's because I'm trying to concentrate and do a straight line, or it's simply because I'm concentrating. It's probably because of that. Okay, there it goes. That was actually really easy to paint, and I almost completely forgot. Finally, I'm out of the zone that has a lot of bumps. Again, like I said, there's a pocket here. This is the belt thingy, and then this, which is the connection piece. Now, except for this, basically, I'm over that, so now I can finally paint easily because this is actually... that was dust. I almost erased the ribs. I know. This is smooth. That was what I was going to say. I might... okay, I can still see where the things were drawn, luckily. But if I patted the thing a little bit more, then I would have erased half of it. And I do not want to redraw this again. Not because it wasn't fun, I actually really enjoyed drawing this, but because getting the placement right was the confusing part. And not just confusing, I wanted, like I said, to make it realistic, which meant doing a lot of measurements with the eye, because I'm not gonna pick up a ruler for this specifically, because I wanted some parts to be a bit more imperfect than certain other parts, and so I had to kind of guess with the eye and hope. And luckily, that hope is paying off so far. We'll see how that hope gets when I get to the pelvis bone, because that part is... I'm not completely happy with it. It looks okay, but it's a bit... I don't know, the form that it is in is a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't look completely how I would want it to look, but also how I did it the few times before I ended up on, well, what is over here. What I did before that looked absolutely not okay. It did not look like a human body for a good long while. So yeah, I'm not gonna erase that because it took a long time to get to that point. But currently, I kind of maybe want to see if I can change it when I start painting on it. Okay, I made a mess of the brush. Okay. I'm gonna make this go. It is drawn over there. Because this side that it's over there, that rib cage is a little bit lower. I'm going to try and lower this one just a smidge over. Like that. And I have too much paint on this. Okay. Okay. The lighter pot is done. And again, the darker color. Okay. That is the last rib of this side. Woo! I'm actually really excited now because I am almost done with the ribs. Finally. Not that I hated that part, but it was quite tedious and I'm actually really excited for this part. Kind of because I've drawn it and painted and colored it in so many times that it is my comfort zone, and this was not my comfort zone. Definitely not. So, finally, I'm done with this side of the ribs, and I'm actually really glad that I'm done with this side of the ribs, because that means that I have only 3 left, and then I'm done. Finally. Well, not with everything, but with the part that I am... the beginning part, you know, it's always the hardest part for me is the beginning of the project, which means this. This is always the hardest part. Just to begin the project is the hard part. To continue the project is the easiest thing for me. So I'm glad that it is done, because that means that I can, well, if that's done, so that means that this isn't gonna take very long, because I actually did that quite fast. Or not quite fast, just faster than I thought I was going to do it. Okay. Okay. I'm actually really excited to finish this now. Or finish part of it. Okay, so my name is actually Elaine. It's an Afrikaans name, so I'm not sure how you guys might say it from the English side of things, but I say it just Elaine. But yeah, that's my name. Okay, I'm getting close to this paint almost being up. As you can see, it's just like that little bit. So when I finish this ribs, I'm going to need to mix up a new batch of paint. And that also means getting a new white, because currently this was my white and I made it cream. So I'm gonna have to either use that up or relocate that paint to another holder so that I can put my white back in that, you know, bigger holder or container. Yeah, I think I might understand your what you're saying correctly. That for example, I know some Chinese or even Russian names and so on, even German names. I know some people that either move here or that move to different places, change their name or get a name changed because of people not being able to say it properly or it being too hard to say completely, which is kind of weird, actually. So, yeah. Oh, and yes, I do actually speak Afrikaans. And hello to everyone else who joined. Ja, ek praat Afrikaans. Dit is eintlik my hooftaal eintlik. Ek hak baie minder in Afrikaans en ek praat dit baie meer fluent. So ja. Basically, for those who didn't understand that, I was just saying that I speak a lot more easily in Afrikaans because it is my main language and I stammer in it less often. So yeah. I think stammer is the right word. I also know more words technically in Afrikaans because, well, it's my home language, if you will. So I think that is the last of those three. So I'm almost done. Yeah, you can text me in Afrikaans if you want to. I can easily translate it. I can easily switch from Afrikaans to English. It's baie maklik vir my. It is very easy for me. So okay, an Afrikaans translator. That's actually okay. So basically, what you wrote was I'll translate it in Afrikaans. Suster, ek gebruik 'n vertaler. Tel my asseblief dit in Engels. That is basically what you wrote in Afrikaans, more or less. I know from English to Afrikaans, some words do get switched around. Because how we speak in Afrikaans, you use certain words at certain times and stuff. But yeah, it usually it stays mostly the same. But Afrikaans does have some English words. So, for example, I'm trying to think of a word. Is in like English is in Afrikaans. So the way we speak it out just sounds differently, but some words are quite similar to English. Especially if you speak, what's the language? I think it's not Dutch. I think it's what's it? I think it's the other one from Dutch, the other one that almost sounds like it but isn't quite. I forgot a word. I think it might be Dutch. I'm not sure, but there is another language that if the person speaks it, I can understand them. I don't know if it's German. It might be German. It's one of those, like, it's in that region. I know that. Yeah, I think it's the yes in that language, like it's da. I think so. I think it might either be. I always get confused with it. It might either be German, Dutch, or there's another one. I think it might be one of those. But anyway, when someone speaks that and kind of writes it, I can kind of understand them if they go slow. Um, Writing it or like reading it, not as good as I want to be, but when someone speaks it, I can kind of understand them. And I've certainly improved in understanding other languages, mostly because the place that I work, I get a lot of like people around. I work by a market. I have my own market and stuff where I sell like this kind of stuff in South Africa. But I also work at another market for someone else that sell biltong, which is, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's in like an South it's a South African like thing. But anyway, that is kind of what I do, and that's that market. So I meet a lot of like people that come from other countries and stuff. So I hear a lot of people talking other languages, but not that I'm good with languages, but I can kind of hear some words now and kind of understand what they're talking about, which has gotten to a very strange point where they're not personal conversations, but their conversations are getting easier to understand. So okay, so I would rather not like to give out my number, but I do have a connected, I think it's connected to YouTube. I need to update it anyways. But there is, if you go on my YouTube channel, there is, I think, a Facebook, which is just easier to use. Facebook has a messenger, and you could just use that. Because I tend not to give out my number that easily, especially not on YouTube, because YouTube's like amount of people is very big, and you can get a lot of creeps and a lot of dangerous people on it. So I try to keep things mostly off of it, but my Facebook is on my YouTube, and if you go to that, it's you can speak from that. So it's an easier way, you know. Yeah, some of the German words are spelled like English words. And that's the same with Afrikaans, because Afrikaans has, I do not know if some of you noticed, but Afrikaans is actually a mixed language. It isn't a language that was made like a long time ago. It was made in, okay, it was made, I think, in somewhere in the 80s, maybe. Don't know. Not like 1980s. I mean 80s, 18s. So yeah, but Afrikaans is a mixed language, so it has a lot of like words, not stolen words, but words that is lended from other languages. So that is kind of why I can understand, I think it's Germans or Dutch, Netherlands, one of those, one of the other languages. I can understand them kind of. Okay. Okay, that is on to the last two. I'm actually really excited. Okay. Okay, bye. Remember to take care of yourself before you go, you know. Just a good reminder. I always say this on the end of my videos. Drink water. It is literally the one thing that you need to survive, and it's something that I often forget. That's kind of why I put it on the end of my videos. It's just a personal reminder and a reminder to you guys to take care of yourselves, love yourselves, and yeah, I am almost done. Besides, I'm gonna end this live when I finish this, so it's probably going to be the end of the live in just a little bit, because it is getting late. Not like a lot late, it's just it is 5 in the afternoon right now, and that's usually when I go to shower, because when I come back I can continue with something, whatever project I'm busy with. So on to the last stretch. And that is, I'm trying to pick this thing up, and that is the last part of this session. At least tomorrow I'm going to probably continue with this, maybe in the morning, probably about around 8 there around. I might actually start at 8 with this live tomorrow in the morning, of course, and that's South African time. So I'm not sure what it might be for you guys, but yeah, that's when I'm gonna start with this again tomorrow. So I'm done with this, and it is actually, I'm just looking for a place to put a paintbrush. It is actually looking really freaking good. I mean, it looks kind of really good, actually. I like how it came out. And again, like I said, this isn't the finished product. I still need to do everything else. But this was the hardest part to start and kind of the most tedious part to finish. So now that this is done, I can finally rest my soul, because it's gonna be a lot easier to start this because the next part are easy to start. But yeah, remember to take care of yourself, rest, drink your water, and then I might see you guys tomorrow around 8 in South African time. So just if you want to join again, just check that it's your time and not 8 my time. Okay. I do hope you all enjoy your day, and yeah, take care of yourself, rest, and goodbye!